Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, Anchors Lisa Sugar, and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Monday, May 27, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight, a special monument unveiled in Ashley to honor that community's anthracite heritage. And the community gets the chance to tour the Hazleton area's new community center. We were there for their reaction. In sports, Beth recaps the state track and field championships at Shippensburg University, and meteorologist Joe Garbacek has an extreme warm-up in the forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. Well, today, of course, is Memorial Day, and celebrations took place all across the country and throughout the WYLN viewing area, including the borough of Frackville. Late edition's Ann Gownley was there.
Those young and old gathered at Memorial Park in Frackville for its annual Memorial Day celebration. It began with a parade of veterans, local bands, and Frackville Little League and softball players with American flags in support of our veterans. Each year, the American Legion and the borough put this program on. Frackville Mayor Kim Phillips says it is a special day to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice and for those still with us today.
It's nice to recognize your neighbors, your friends, people you go to church with, people that you know in your community that you've never realized had a secret life as a veteran and who has given probably the better part of their life to protect us here in Frackville and in the country. And it's nice to bring that attention to everyone and to have the young realize that there has been sacrifices made, that we are the country that we are because of what these people have done and given for us.
Frackville Recreation Board member Arlene Noalis says each year they are happy to bring the veterans to the park during the celebration to show how much the community appreciates them.
Everyone is totally happy to take part in this. It is a little hard to get them because the World War II veterans, they don't think they did anything that great. We know differently. We all know differently. And it took some doing with their daughters or their grandchildren to pull them here to really convince them this has to be done. As we said, mainly for the young people.
A change in the ceremonies this year. Family members were able to recognize and honor veterans who have passed on after returning home from war. Elaine Michalajko of Frackville spoke of her father, World War II U.S. Army veteran Stephen Michalajko, who passed away in 2004. Judy Ragazinski of Frackville also spoke of her father, World War II U.S. Navy veteran George Hart, who passed away in 2000, and their memories together.
It was very nice for our family, and we appreciate the opportunity to mention his name.
I went in off the wall and took his medals off the wall, pulled out the books, pulled out the plate to look on the back of things, to remember things I guess I had forgotten, and it was, for me, it was an emotional thing because he's gone now, a lot of years, but he was always very proud. And like I said, I used to go with him to the cemetery on Memorial Day and watch the ceremonies. I still try to go up, but that to me is what the young people should be taken.
Veterans we spoke with were proud to be honored today in Frackville.
It's really touching, and it's good that they are remembered. And what we did is in the past, but somebody needs to carry on the ball.
The Frackville Recreation Board says they hope to continue this tradition for many years to come.
God bless the USA.
In Frackville for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thanks, Ann. Well, it was a special day for East Union Township as a new memorial was unveiled to remember those who have fought and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. The monument was unveiled today during the township's annual Memorial Day ceremonies. Members of the Shepton American Legion Post 616 were there with their fellow comrades to remember the fallen and those still serving. The new monument was something the entire region wanted and was proud to unveil this morning.
They shall not grow old.
We thought that it would be really nice for the Sons to do something for the community and for our fallen soldiers. And we thought the best thing would be a monument in remembrance of all the living and the deceased veterans.
Antonelli says they hope to continue this tradition for years to come for future generations to remember those veterans.
American Legion has been having this event ever since I can remember, since I was a little boy. And every year, rain or sunshine, I mean, we're out here. I'm proud to be a member of the Sons and being a part of it.
Antonelli says the monument will continue to serve as a reminder of the ultimate sacrifice that was made by local soldiers for our country's freedom. Turning to the borough of McAdoo, the fire company and VFW Post joined forces to create a new tribute in that community. Our Gary Perna has more.
Remembering the firefighters and veterans that came before us and those who are still with us. Sunday afternoon, members of the McAdoo Fire Company and McAdoo VFW held a blessing of their memorial stones.
We ask that you remember all their veteran members, that you bless their current members for their safety.
Residents, fellow fire companies, and others purchased bricks to be placed on the memorial grounds. Assistant Fire Chief Robert Leshko said the bricks are not only for those who have passed.
It doesn't have to be a memorial. It could be somebody remembering the living. You do not have to be deceased in order to get your name on a brick. It's for anybody who really wants it.
McAdoo Fire Company President Matt Skopulish said they believe that the blessing is very important.
What we wanted to do is get our local clergy in here to bless our monuments. We do firmly believe that all those people who sacrificed their lives for this country, for God and country, deserve to have a blessing.
Skopulish said the fire company will be adding 3 flagpoles and landscaping behind the memorials.
In the future, which is in the next few weeks, we will be putting a landscaping into the rear of this monument, as well as putting up a 9/11 memorial, piece of steel that we received from the Twin Towers, one of the few left, and that will be set on a pedestal in front of our flags, which will be going into our landscaped area.
Each priest blessed the monument, and the VFW performed a 21-gun salute and performed the taps to pay honor to the fallen.
Fire! 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 3 dead, pull!
In McAdoo, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Well, on Sunday morning, the Hazelton Elks Lodge 200 took time to honor those who served. The event featured a free breakfast for local veterans and a program with guest speaker Tom Hood, the head of school for MMI Preparatory School in Freeland, and a retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army.
What I'm going to share with the Elks today is just the appreciation I have for the veterans that are present, and more importantly for the veterans that aren't present. And so I'll be talking about that, and I'll also be recognizing their families. I think too often we fail to recognize that the families play a vital role in all veterans or all military people who serve, and recognizing them as well is an important part of this.
Okay, we honor all of our veterans for Memorial Day, and particularly all the deceased that gave their all for us. And we do it every year. It's one of our greatest pleasures, and elk clubs pretty much all over the country are doing the same thing. And it's a great event. You see, we have people here from way back before the Great Generation and the greatest generation in all the wars forward. So we're very proud and pleased to have them here and their families. So it's a great event.
That was John Today, the Secretary of the Veterans Committee for the Elks. Now again, the special free breakfast held not only in Hazelton, but at lodges across the entire country. The Borough of Beaver Meadows hosted its annual Memorial Day celebration. The patriotic tribute began with the annual parade down Route 93 to the park, where a program was held to remember those who fought and those who continue to fight for our freedom. As in years past, this morning's program consisted of readings of both the Gettysburg Address and Flanders Field.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row.
that Margaret Place, and in the sky, the lark still bravely singing, fly.
A new tradition that began last year in the borough is the Hometown Hero Banner Program. Jennifer Barnasevich is with the Beaver Meadows Citizens for Recreation, which started this new special tribute.
We started the Beaver Meadows Hometown Heroes Banner Program, and we had a wonderful response. We had 38 banners sponsored by members from the community, and this year we have another 43, so we have a total of 81 veterans being honored with banners around the park. And they range from World War I to Operation Enduring Freedom, so we have a wide range of veterans.
Barnasevich originally saw the banners in Lock Haven and decided to bring them to her community. If you're interested in purchasing a banner for next year in memory or honor of a veteran in your family, call Jennifer at 455-6835. And there was a nice crowd lining this main street in Cunningham this morning as that community celebrated our nation's freedom. This was the scene as local organizations, emergency responders, and members of the farming community all took part in the annual parade, which made its way to the gazebo outside the Cunningham Borough building. People of all ages lined the parade route to support the brave men and women who have fought and continue to fight for our freedom. This morning's program featured Mayor Joe Corelli and guest speaker Staff Sergeant Eric Olson, the husband of WYLN's Tiffany Cloud. She is the host of The Storm. Staff Sergeant Olson is a decorated Special Operations combat veteran who has received numerous accommodations, including 3 Bronze Stars. Moving to Freeland, where a service was held to honor the men and women of the North Side that served in the wars. This year, Hazleton Police Chief Frank D'Andrea gave the keynote speech. D'Andrea talked about the first Memorial Day and said thank you to the servicemen and women.
I'm honored that Freeland American Legion would invite me to speak, yet alone to be asked to be the keynote speaker for today's events. I'm flattered that they think highly enough of me. Memorial Day is just that. It's the day where we all need to pause and be thankful for all of the men and women who have given their lives and paid the ultimate sacrifice in defense of the country.
Now, following today's program, a parade was held throughout the borough of Freeland. History came alive this morning in the village of Beaverbrook. That was the scene at St. Patrick's Cemetery in Beaverbrook, where this special cannon was featured. Charles Alborn, a captain with the 1st Pennsylvania Light Artillery Battery A, constructed the cannon, and gunner Steve Bodner explains the historical significance.
Well, this is not a reconstructed cannon. This we made from scratch. We went to Idaho to pick up the barrel. It weighs 870 pounds. The wheels each are 300 pounds. Plus it's all white oak, and the total weight on it, with all the metal in it, is 2140. And it was a fun project, really.
This cemetery is St. Patrick. It goes back 150 years or more. And it was actually involved here to bring the men that were from the Civil War that lived in this area, and they were buried here. This is an Irish brigade back here, beside other veterans, Spanish American I noticed back there. And
Special cannon was also featured this morning in the parade and celebration in the borough of McAdoo as well. The 16th annual Freeland Chamber of Commerce Memorial Day Pub Run was held today on the north side. Pub Run culminates the Memorial Day weekend festivities in Freeland. Over 200 people took part in the run. Jonathan Kochi is the president of the Freeland Chamber of Commerce.
The Pub Run today takes place once a year in Freeland here. We have the participating bars in Freeland, which is The Other Side, the Clover Bar, Danko's, Rizzuto's. We got Convenient, Surf Club, Jimbo's Party Beverage, and Highland Clubhouse.
Now the run started at Public Park and winds through the borough of Freeland. This is one of the most popular events held during the Memorial Weekend holiday weekend. A Hazleton man was assaulted with a baseball bat, and city police need your help to find the person responsible. It happened early this morning just after 2 a.m. in the area of 5th and Harrison Streets in Hazleton. Police responded to a report of an assault. The victim, whose name is not being released, is in his 20s. Police say he was struck several times with a baseball bat by an unidentified Hispanic male. The suspect then fled the scene in a red Ford SUV, possibly an Explorer. The victim was transported to Hazleton General Hospital by APTS, where he was treated for minor injuries. Anyone with information on the attack is asked to call the Hazleton Police Department. A Hazleton man is in the Luzerne County Prison after driving his car through the front wall of a city restaurant over the weekend. Police responded to the Abbey Coffee House at 531 South Poplar Street around 1 o'clock Saturday. What they found was 21-year-old Juan Rodriguez had driven his 2006 Chevy Cobalt through the front wall of the building. The building sustained extensive damage. Now, these are photos courtesy of the Hazleton Fire Department's Facebook page. Police said a witness tried to stop Rodriguez from fleeing from the scene and was drugged by his car down Kiefer Avenue before falling from it. The witness did not suffer life-threatening injuries. Police arrived to find Rodriguez fighting with several other witnesses at the scene. One witness suffered injuries after allegedly being hit by Rodriguez. Rodriguez was charged with accidents involving death or personal injury, simple assault, resisting arrest, recklessly endangering, persistent disorderly conduct, driving under the influence, and related charges. A major bridge construction project was supposed to get underway tomorrow in Tamaqua. However, PennDOT has announced the Tamaqua Bridge Rehabilitation Project has now been pushed back to Monday. It involves the structurally deficient bridge on East Broad Street in Tamaqua, which is Route 209. The work will include removal of sidewalk spans, replacement of the deck and beams, bridge widening with pier extensions, and the installation of new sidewalks when the work begins. Route 209 Broad Street will be closed and detoured between Pine and Greenwood Streets. The detour will use routes 309 and 54. Vehicles weighing over 30 tons or 40 tons for combinations will use Route 309, 54, 443, and Route 902. The bridge construction project is expected to be completed by November of 2014. Rice Township's volunteer fire company is in trouble, and its future is very much up in the air. The supervisors say it does not have enough volunteers to man the equipment. As of January, 911 has been dispatching Rice Township to cover any calls in Rice Township. And on Sunday, a beloved pastor took to the pulpit for the final time. Pastor William Chip Fairchild from Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham held his last service Sunday. He will retire after 26 years. We spoke with Pastor Chip, as his parishioners call him, about his long time as church pastor.
Well, you know, it's going to be tough. It really is. It's been a great privilege to serve people and be intimately involved in their lives. But it's also a burden because you carry a lot of their problems with you. And I always said I won't miss carrying all those burdens of people's sorrows and all that, but I'm going to sure miss the privilege of it and miss all the celebrations. So people were very happy. They understood. You know, it's not that they were angry and felt I was abandoning them or anything, but sad. You know, it's 26 years. I mean, it's a shared history that's really tough to lay down. So.
Lou Dreyfus is the president of the church council. He said the people of the church are happy for Pastor Chip.
I think the main thing is that the congregation is just tremendously grateful for the extraordinary ministry Pastor Chip has provided to us over the years. He's been the pastor of our congregation for more than 26 years and has helped numerous people in the congregation through all of life's troubles and to grow our faith in God and in Christ. And it's just been a remarkable service that he's performed, and it's a big event for someone who's around for that long, and then we have to go through a transition.
Now, as you could see, a huge crowd turned out at Genetti's yesterday for a celebration in his honor. Pastor Chip and his wife Sandy will be staying in the Cunningham Valley. They look forward to spending time with their grandchildren and family, and we, of course, wish him the very best in his retirement. I know he's very well loved by the community. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Well, it was a beautiful Memorial Day weather-wise. The weather was picture perfect, you could say. Meteorologist Joe Garbachik's in the Weather Center now. And Joe, I think a lot of people were grateful for the sunshine today.
Oh, absolutely. As I mentioned at the 5 o'clock hour, this is the holiday that's known to be the wettest when you look at all the averages. Far from wet today. In fact, it was dry, at least across the northeast. Some rain out toward the west. Question is, will any of that rain out toward the west make its way toward the east for tomorrow? I'll let you know coming up.
The friendly people at Pantry Quick at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Cybert Streets in Hazleton for decades has been your first stop for lottery tickets, munchies, and soda. Now Pantry Quick is your first stop for 6-packs of your favorite beer. All the domestic name brands such as Budweiser, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, Landshark, and Yuengling. Pantry Quick also carries a large variety of imports and craft beers. Stop in today to Pantry Quick, now carrying all your favorite beers at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Cybert Streets in Hazleton.
Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week only at Heritage, Pure Organics Russet Potatoes. 5-pound bag, only 99 cents. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce welcomes all vendors and crafters to participate in the Downtown Hazleton Farmers Market beginning Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 20 West Broad Street. To become a vendor, call 570-455-1509 or email info@hazletonchamber.org.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Well, it definitely was a nice Memorial Day across all of northeastern and most of central Pennsylvania, but there were some showers that moved in out toward the west and southwestern Pennsylvania. But for us, we stayed on the dry side of things. Temperature-wise, pretty nice, and it's even going to get better, although tomorrow I think some showers and storms could be coming into our area. Not could, in fact they will, but then after that we're going to be looking at some summertime heat across our area. Well, we have nothing to show you. Live 35 Skycast Doppler. We continue to be dry across our area at this 10 o'clock hour. Temperature-wise, our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, 56 degrees, pressure coming in at 30.12 inches of mercury, and notice the winds are fairly light, and they'll continue to be light right through the overnight hours. Our Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day, 69 and 42. That again is still below the average high and low of 73 and 51, 90 and 35. Those records still stand. 536, 826, sunrise and sunset for tomorrow. So high temperatures, 24-hour high temperatures, you see generally upper 60s, lower 70s, but notice out toward the west, temperatures only in the 60s for highs. They had the clouds and they had some precipitation out there throughout the daytime hours of today. 53 now in New Angola, 60 in Jim Thorpe, 57 in Shenandoah, 58 in Monoy City, 58 degrees in Bloomsburg. Satellite and radar, there you can see that's where the precipitation has been, southwestern Pennsylvania. As you head out toward the Ohio Valley region as well, for us, we've been seeing the increase in clouds, and that will be the case through tonight. In terms of where the precipitation will be, there you can see, coming into our area. Notice as we head into tomorrow, it looks like we'll see some showers developing. A chance of a thunderstorm or two definitely cannot be ruled out throughout the daytime hours. Heading into the afternoon and evening hours, still some leftover rain. See some breaks in the rain out there from time to time. Maybe some sunshine as well. And then notice as we start going into tomorrow night, seeing a few breaks. Still maybe a couple of showers left over throughout the early evening. And then we start to clear things out as we go into our Wednesday. Maybe the possibility of a sprinkle or shower, but that's about it. But then as we go into our Wednesday and points forward beyond that, we're really going to start to crank up the heat across our area. Tonight, though, dropping down into the 40s. Tomorrow, notice we're only up into the 60s. And then heading into tomorrow night and going into our Wednesday about the noontime hour, notice how these numbers really go up. This is the noontime hour. You see temperatures in the 70s already. And you're going to tack on a couple of those degrees, generally getting up into the 80s as we go into Wednesday and beyond. So be prepared for some of that nice, warm, in fact, we can even say hot weather coming into our area. Notice, tonight it's going to be cool. It could be a couple of showers as you head toward the central and western part of the state, but for our area, we should stay on the dry side of things. Not the case tomorrow. We will be on the wet side of things, if you will. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. We crank up those numbers for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then a few more showers and thunderstorms come in by the second part of the weekend, and then cooling things down a little bit by the early part of next week, but still very nice temperature-wise. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, the daily 887, the big 4, 7339. Quinto numbers 2, 3, 6, 7, 5, and the cash 5, 9, 11, 26, 27, and 28. Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Coming up, L.A. Tyrone takes us to a special memorial unveiling today in Ashley. That special tribute next, right here on Late Edition.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
It's known as the Tricky Triangle, a track whose sum total equals a challenge like nowhere else.
Smoke is boiling between Bush and Johnson!
It is Pocono Raceway, where the first race was won by a king. Every race is full throttle to the photo finish.
Virtual dead heat!
And wrecks are not the end, but the start of a comeback. This is Pocono Raceway, where history is measured in right angles.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WILN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At the Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers. Be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
When severe weather hits our area, the WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Welcome back. Well, today, of course, is Memorial Day, but in Ashley, a different type of memorial was unveiled. Our L.A. Tyrone has the details.
It's literally almost a century ago, but in World War I, miners were urged to let labor issues go while the war was on because they were considered part of the war effort. To some degree, that was also the case in World War II. So having a monument dedicated to anthracite workers unveiled on Memorial Day means...
Well, first, I'm a proud member of the Huber Breaker Society, Preservation Society Board. So I've been involved behind the scenes with Mr. Clark and the other members of the board for the past several years to bring today to fruition. I couldn't pick a better day than Memorial Day to make this dedication. Much like our servicemen and women, our miners sacrificed greatly for the nation as a whole. The input they had into the Industrial Revolution helped build this country, while not equal to, is right up there with the sacrifices our service members made to keep us free.
A fitting day when we're honoring our veterans, those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for their country, honoring those that went into the mines and the anthracite mines for their families and for their region and for their country, so that we can build up this great, prosperous nation that we have in the United States of America. So it's fitting that we are here to unveil a monument to the anthracite miners. I'm the proud grandson and son of coal miners here in the Northern Field.
We purchased a memorial dedicated to the miners in the Northern Coal Field, and the money was raised from the general public, and we got a few small grants for developing the flower beds and the fill and some of the other items. It's a 7-ton Vermont granite memorial.
But while this monument is fitting as it stands to many, it's only half complete, as long as what's behind it is in the condition it's in. It's the Huber Breaker, perhaps the last great breaker built in the anthracite fields. It was built in 1939. Coal was already in decline at that time. It operated into the early 70s as part of the legendary Blue Coal operation. In fact, even after it stopped breaking, it was used for processing into the late 70s. Since then, it has sat here rotting. A society was created to try to save it. Ray Clark is the president.
They did a feasibility study on the property in 93, 94, and that's when the Huber Breaker Preservation Society decided to form, and we changed it to the Huber Breaker Preservation Society.
Over the years, he says, there have been several ideas for the site. One former owner threatened to cut down the breaker and sell it for scrap metal, and there have been others, some downright bizarre.
One operation was looking at it to tear it down, use the powerhouse, which is the brick building to my right rear, and they were going to put a restaurant in that, put townhouses and single homes on the 26 acres that encompasses the breaker. And another company from Philadelphia was looking at it. They planned on building warehouses and putting them on the property.
But little has been done. There was the promise of state money to help save it, but that never happened. Some who live here say money that was dumped into the Earth Conservancy, which is next door, was wasted and should have been spent here. And others have given up. But Udicek says nothing is finished yet.
The fight and the journey to get this memorial here today has been a long one, as difficult almost as mining history itself. A lot of hills and valleys, a lot of ups and downs. We're going to continue to work with the Clark family and the Breaker Society and try to find a way to preserve our history. It is important that this history is told to generations to come, to my children and their children, that they know that their grandfather and their great-grandfather worked hard and worked in the mines so that they could enjoy a better life. So
next step, who knows? But at least now there is a monument to the men who toiled in the mines to power the Industrial Revolution, the American economy, and often the war effort.
I think it's important for us to always remember the past, and what does that more for northeastern Pennsylvania than the coal industry. Our towns and communities were built upon the coal industry. Several of us, myself included, had family members that worked in the mines, that toiled in the mines. Countless families have had relatives who've passed away in the mines, and to have a monument like this, not just the one made out of marble over there, but the one made of steel behind me, to allow the younger generations to come and see and touch with their own hands and their own eyes what it was that their forefathers went through.
L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
Thanks, L.A. When we come back, Beth is in with the first round of sports. Stay with us.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
Community Services for Sight will hold the 5th Annual Festival of Sight June 8th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Community Park in Hazel Township. Entertainment, crafts, food, games, tricky trays, airplane rides, a car show, and more. For more information, call Lori 455-0421.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We'll be joined by Livy Cinto, who is going to tell our viewers why, if you're in pain, don't let a language barrier stop you from getting help and being the best that you can be. Her courageous story coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
It was a busy Memorial Day weekend in the sports world, and some local high schoolers had a couple extra reasons to celebrate after the state track and field championships at Shippensburg University Friday and Saturday. Both District 2 and 11 athletes had great showings over the weekend at the state meet, and some of the winners include 3A boys Ron DeLisio of Pittston area and Eric Hartzig of Tamaqua area. Both medaled in the 110-meter hurdles in 4th and 5th place respectively. In AA boys, North Schuylkill has a couple of new medalists. In the 3,200-meter run, Brendan Sheeran took home silver with a time of 9 minutes and 17.31 seconds. Danny McSurdy placed 5th in the 300 hurdles, racing 40.47 seconds. And the girls in AA also brought home a ton of hardware. District 2's Olivia Jędrzejewski pulled in the high jump silver medal for AA with a height of 5 feet 6 inches.
I was actually really surprised that I made 5.6 because I've been trying to clear 5.5 all season and I have yet to make it. So I cleared 5.6 today and I also broke my school record again.
North Schuylkill's Carly Gregus representing District 11 with a 3rd place finish behind the Hanover area jumper. Tamaqua area's Duke-bound Christine Streisel winning a silver in the javelin with a throw of 144 feet and a bronze in the shot put with a toss of 39 feet and a half inch. In the discus event, Lady Spartan Carter Green also representing. She threw 133 feet on her final try, winning the silver medal.
A lot. I mean, who could really be that upset with the 2nd place state medal?
And rounding it out, Holy Redeemer's Rachel Sawinski took 4th in the 1,600-meter run, finishing in 5 minutes and 15.56 seconds. Sawinski also on the silver medal winning 4x8 relay team for Redeemer. Olivia Gregorio, Cassandra Gill, and Melissa Cruz joining Sawinski on the medal stand, finishing the race in 9 minutes and 32.04 seconds. Congratulations to all those state track and field athletes. And the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins had the night off tonight after allowing Syracuse to tie up the Eastern Conference Finals at one game apiece. Riley Hallsapple and Joey Mormina each scored a goal last night, but it was not enough as the Crunch edged them 3-2.
Our first period was discouraging, not because of the shots against, but just the way we played. For whatever reason, we had too many guys that didn't come ready to play tonight, and when you're chasing a team like Syracuse for the whole game, put yourself in a bad position.
We were in the round. We just weren't good enough really from top to bottom in any phase. We were average enough to keep it close and keep us around. We just weren't good enough to win the game.
The Baby Pens will be back on their home ice at Mohegan Sun Arena Wednesday night for Game 3. Puck drops at 7 p.m. We will have all the highlights right here. Also right here, Lisa, back after the break with your top story recap.
biscuit time. Dude, it's midnight. 24/7 style. Time to cook up some abs. Oh no, she didn't.
And she had the nerve to speak to me.
We ain't even friends anymore. Yes, she. Mac and cheese for me.
Touch the screen. Get the awesome food.
Join us this week on Women Today. It's part 2 of our senior care series. Dr. Benyo is back in the house. He's going to talk to you about keeping fit at any age. Later in the show, Anne-Marie File from Providence Place is going to tell you about her great facility and the many programs they have to keep seniors fit and healthy. Later in the show, we're going to tell you who won those great giveaways, and we're going to tell you how you can do good and help out 4 area police departments. It's all coming up on Women Today. Join us.
Recapping tonight's top stories, a Hazleton man was assaulted with a baseball bat, and city police need your help to find the person responsible. It happened early this morning just after 2 a.m. in the area of 5th and Harrison Streets. Police responded to a report of an assault. The victim, whose name is not being released, is in his 20s. Police say he was struck several times with a baseball bat by an unidentified Hispanic male. The suspect fled the scene in a red SUV, possibly a Ford Explorer. The victim was transported to Hazleton General Hospital by APTS, where he was treated for minor injuries. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police. A major bridge construction project was supposed to get underway tomorrow in Tamaqua. However, PennDOT has put it off until Monday. The project is big. It involves removal of sidewalk spans, replacement of the deck and beams, bridge widening with pier extensions, and installation of new sidewalks on the bridge along Broad Street, Route 209 when the work begins. Route 209 and Broad Street will be closed and detoured between Pine and Greenwood Streets. The project is expected to be completed by November of 2014. That's a look at tonight's top story recap. When we come back, the public allowed inside the Hazleton Integration Project's new building. We'll take you there, plus Beth is back in with the second half of sports.
The temperatures will be rising over the next couple of days. How high will they go? I'll let you know with the 7-day forecast. Stick around. We'll be back in a few.
For a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
And we've got just the dealer.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi Electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. Several months ago, I said that conservatives in northeastern Pennsylvania better step up and develop more political blogs and websites to keep up with the well-known liberal ones. Well, my guest this week did just that. Bob Zaruta, the editor of the new political website Inside the Gulch, joins me this week on The Storm, only on WYLN.
Welcome back. WILN recently took you inside the soon-to-be open Hazleton One Community Center. And this past Friday, the community had the opportunity to do just that in person. Late Edition's Ann Gownley was there.
A sneak peek celebration at the Hazleton One Community Center on 4th Street in Hazleton last Friday night. Members of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce and members of the public were able to help kick off the holiday weekend by touring the building and seeing what HIP will have to offer the younger residents of the community. President of the Board of Directors of HIP, Bob Curry, says it was an extraordinary feeling to show off the accomplishments they have made in a short amount of time.
Anybody who walks through this building has got to feel the excitement. This building offers just about everything that we were looking for. It's in excellent shape, and we're kind of up and ready to go. So stay tuned for some pretty big things.
Both Curry and HIP's executive director, Eugenio Sosa, says they were happy to sponsor the Chamber Mixer Friday evening.
We want to show to the community this wonderful building, which is the community center that everyone dreamed, because Hazleton really needed, especially for our children and our youth. And today we're meeting with different business organizations and also members of the community just to, to have a tour to the building and let them know what we're going to be doing when we open it.
One of the things that happens is they go through the building, and because it's not currently occupied, they say, wow, this building is bigger than I ever thought it was. How many classrooms? And we tell them there are 20 classrooms, so we can do all kinds of educational and cultural events, and then see the quality of the gymnasium and the stage, which has been underutilized for the last few years. But then universally, when they walk downstairs and they see the room we're standing in, everybody says, oh my gosh, wow, that is awesome.
Sosa says after accomplishing its main goal of purchasing a building that would be suitable enough for children and give them opportunities they may otherwise not get, it now feels like they are one step closer to having the kids fill up the building for education and fun.
That's the dream, you see, running around, laughing, learning, and sharing together, because kids don't care. They want to learn and play. And this is what we want to teach here, that they follow this legacy as before. Because when you have like a mixed culture, it's good when they can learn and share and feel that they belong to one city and they will be the future, and that will be the center.
Curry says they cannot do all of this alone. They are still looking for volunteers to help out at the center.
Anybody who has spare time has to understand that what we're doing is the future of Hazleton. That's what's at stake. We've got to have people working with our children. We've got to have people who are as excited about this community as we are. And if we do, nothing will hold us back.
HIP still has a wish list they are hoping to complete. Those items include athletic equipment, office supplies, musical instruments, arts and crafts, and other items for children, young and old. To help or to donate, you may contact Curry or Sosa at hazletonIntegrationProject@gmail.com. In Hazleton, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thank you, Ann. The building looks beautiful. We wish them the best of luck. Beth's in with the second half of sports, and Joe recaps what's going to be a wonderful forecast coming up.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational, speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer, dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Longing for the warm days of summer? Well, you can get your favorite taste of summer right now. Rita's on the Airport Road in Hazel Township is now open for the season. Check out their new ice flavors like chocolate chip cookie dough ice, plus all your favorites like gelati, mistos, blendinis, milkshakes, and new for spring, unlimited topping sundaes. Why choose just one when you can have them all for one low price? Rita's, now open. Stop in today.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Hey, Daver. Lousy weather, huh?
This is not a good time.
For it to be raining and my satellite dish to lose its signal? Man, I heard that. Mind if I watch your cable?
Look, my kid's having a sleepover.
Right. I'll just watch it on your bedroom set.
Service Electric Digital Cable with On Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
Off the Beaten Path. New episodes coming soon only on WYLN.
Penn State is changing their jerseys for the second season in a row. This year there will be a lion logo on their V-neck. You're seeing Allen Robinson's number 8 right now. You'll notice names are not on the back of the jersey like they were last season. The Nike swoosh is off to the right of the logo. The addition of the logo on the neck gives the jersey more of a current look, something that's received mixed reviews from fans in the hours since the jersey has been posted. The Pittsburgh Pirates placed Jose Tabata on the 15-day disabled list, retroactive to May 25th, after the outfielder strained his left oblique. He's batting .272 with 2 homers and 6 runs, batted in over 36 games. Infielder Josh Harrison was called up from Indianapolis to replace Tabata on the roster. Some support for embattled Rutgers athletic director Julie Herman. The Newark Star-Ledger reported Saturday that she quit as women's volleyball coach at Tennessee 16 years ago after all 15 of her players had complaints of poor treatment and abuse. The story said that players piled into her office with complaints, and after hearing them, she decided she did not want to coach there anymore. But former Tennessee assistant volleyball coach Kimberly Tibbetts said the allegations are nonsense, that nothing like that ever happened. Several other former colleagues have also defended her. A handful of New Jersey politicians have called for her resignation, and Governor Chris Christie said he will get involved. Rutgers hired Herman as its new AD May 15th, replacing Tim Pernetti. He resigned after former men's basketball coach Mike Rice and assistant Jimmy Martelli were fired after ESPN's Outside the Lines released videos showing physical and verbal abuse by Rice during practices. Former Sixer Jeff Hornacek has agreed to become the next head coach of the Phoenix Suns. He played 14 years in the NBA and has been the assistant with the Utah Jazz. He played the first 6 seasons of his career in Phoenix and will always be remembered by Sixer fans as the guy they got for Charles Barkley. And once again, the Phoenix Coyotes are close to being sold. TSN in Canada says an organization called the Gosby Group is the buyer. There are still issues to hammer out, though, including a lease. Gosby says it'll keep the club in Arizona at least for now. The league has owned the Coyotes since 2009. The race for the Stanley Cup continues tonight between the Blackhawks and the Red Wings. Let's check out how that went down. It's all now tied up at 3s, moving to Game 7 with Chicago getting the 4-3 win tonight. San Antonio looking to sweep the Grizzlies in the NBA playoffs. Spurs are up in the third quarter. In the Eastern League, the fighting spell to the Senators, and in 10 innings, Erie edges the Arrows. International League play today. Iron Pigs are shut out by Rochester. Russ Kanzler's squad hosting the Rail Riders. He went over 4 at the DH spot, and his team did not do much better. Scranton Wilkes-Barre shutting them out 8-0. A few big rivalry matchups tonight. The Tigers and the Cardinals both come out with wins. Rockies lose in 12 innings. The Rays win and the A's win, and the Mariners shut out the Padres 9-0. The Blue Jays get a win and the Red Sox win 9-3 over the Phillies. The Cubs shut out the White Sox. In the National League, it's the Beltway Series. Orioles win over the Nats. Reds win over the Indians. And Twins get the 6-3 win over Milwaukee. In Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader, D-backs win 5-3. Game 2, it's all tied up at 2. In the Subway Series, the Mets edge the Yankees 2-1. And the Rail Series tied at 6s in the 6th inning with the Dodgers and the Angels. Joe G's back with the rest of your weather. Stay tuned.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
All right, we're at 56 outside our television station in Hazleton are live, Lehigh Tire conditions, and notice those winds continue to be relatively light across our area. We've been dry since the midnight hour. Since the midnight hour, I think that's a song. I'm going to something to the midnight hour. Never mind. All right, southwestern Pennsylvania, northwestern Pennsylvania, 1965, our L.A. Tyrone, the Google of all knowledge. Some showers out there, but across the northeast it is dry. We'll stay dry, I think, as we head through tonight, but that'll be a different story as we head into tomorrow. 58 at the Avoca Airport, 52 in Mount Pocono, 59 in Williamsport, 59 also in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, temperatures generally in the mid to upper 50s to near 60 degrees. You can see all the rain, showers confined toward the south and west. We continue to see the increase in clouds. That will be the case through tonight, heading into tomorrow. Some rain will overspread our area, some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two around heading into tomorrow evening. Then we clear out, maybe a shower or sprinkle for Wednesday, and temperatures are going to really start to go up as we start going into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, and then cooling down a little bit as we start going into Monday of next week. But normally the milder locations not looking too bad, feeling more summer-like across our area. You know, if you know what we do behind the scenes, it's actually kind of cool.
Well, I'm very excited to see this nice weather forecast coming up.
Yeah, it is nice.
You just made the connection tonight, the midnight hour. We've been saying that every night.
I just can't get that out of my head now.
You always say from the midnight hour.
I think of In the Midnight Hour. I think of that one. She cried more. Was that Billy Idol? So, I mean, that's what I think of, and you do say it.
No, what is it though? I'm
Nearly
going to
every
wait
night.
till the midnight
People
hour.
watching at home know. Joe says that every night from the midnight hour.
Well, we only have about an hour till the midnight hour.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
Wilson Pickett.
Well, we hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day celebrations today. Nice weather. So many communities had wonderful celebrations. It's nice that all these communities continue to celebrate the way they should by remembering those who have served and those who continue to serve. Good night, everybody. Have a great night.